Everyone wants to say that we should treat our horses like friends. We all love the convenience of getting into a plane or car, being able to fly or drive across the country in under a week. But what if planes, trains, and automobiles had never been invented? Imagine it's the year 1875, and you're a young man making your way across the plains of the United States, pushing a herd of cattle from Texas up to Montana. All you could rely on was your horse underneath your legs and your fellow cowboys to keep you safe. Would you consider your horse a friend or a tool? In his book 𝗟𝗧𝗧 the Cowhorse, Will James says, "With me, my weakness lays towards the horse. My life from the time I first squinted at daylight has been with horses. I admire every step that creature makes. I know them and been through so much with them that I've come to figure a big mistake was made when the horse was classed as an animal. To me, the horse is man's greatest, most useful, faithful, and powerful friend. He never whines when he's hungry or sore-footed or tired, and he'll keep on going for the human till he drops. The horse is not appreciated, and never will be appreciated enough. Few humans, even them that works 'em, really know 'em. But then there's so much to know about 'em." Though his book was written in 1926, I believe Will James accurately summarizes how some people came to think of working horses. His horse was more than a tool or just an animal to him. Will James saw his horse as useful, faithful, and powerful. Sure, he considered his horse in terms of usefulness, but if we're being honest with ourselves, we often classify our fellow humans on terms of their usefulness to us. Whether or not they're useful as someone to talk to about hard things, to stand with in face of hard times, or even as someone to have a good laugh with. It's not that we're merely using them for an ends, but it's what they're generally known for to us. The cowboys in 1875, after riding thousands of miles horseback, couldn't help but get attached to their horses. I honestly doubt that all the cowboys would have seen their horses as tools to get a job done and nothing more. The horse was a tool. Everyone who needed to get somewhere typically had a horse, because that was the transportation of the day. Most people knew how to ride or at least sit in a buggy behind a horse. Most people probably saw the horse as nothing more than a tool, but the cowboys' relationship with their horse was something different. They would spend all day atop their ride and took care of their horses like we would take care of a prized relationship with someone we love. We wouldn't let another man use someone we love, just like the cowboys wouldn't let another man ride their cayuse. But this doesn't mean the relationship between horse and man was always fine and dandy. Teddy Blue Abbott describes one experience like this. "Captain Ho sent me over a string of damn bum horses. Anybody knows what that means who has ever tried to rope calves on a full horse that doesn't know his business. It's enough to drive you crazy. Still, there's ways of getting rid of a horse you don't like, and I sure got rid of one of them Broomtails, the most worthless damned horse I ever saw in my life. He was a mean, ornery devil in the first place that would pull back on you every time you'd go to get on, or rear up and try to kill you. He was absolutely worthless when you got him in a herd." It's hard to think of a horse as being a friend when they are described like this. However, these so-called broom-tailed horses could be classified as being like people who are just mean and do bad things to us. You wouldn't be their friend, and you wouldn't even want to use them as a tool. You would just let them exist and go about their days walking this earth. When a cowboy found a horse that was worth its salt, they would often express regret in having to part with them. But don't take it from me, take it from Andy Adams in his book Log of a Cowboy. Another day's easy travel brought us to within a mile of the railroad terminus, but it also brought us to one of the hardest experiences of our trip, for each of us knew as we unsaddled our horses that we were doing it for the last time. There was a feeling of regret in our hearts which we could not dispel. At no time in my life before or since have I felt so keenly the parting between man and horse as I did that September evening in Montana. For on the trail an affection springs up between man and his mount, which is almost human. Every privation which he endures, his horse endures with him, carrying him through falling weather, swimming rivers by day and riding in the lead of stampedes by night, always faithful, always willing, and always patiently enduring every hardship. From exhausting hours under saddle to the sufferings of a dry drive, the men who knew them then can never forget them or the part that they played in that long drive. So don't let our modern day conception of what a horse and man relationship is change how you view cowboys and their horses, especially during the cattle drive era. If we look at historical examples between vaqueros and gaucho and cowboys, we can see that they have an intimate bond with their horses, that their horses are more than just tools. They're friends, but they're friends that are useful. Thank you for watching.